Now, GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot Chat were useful extensions for existing code editors. The last tool we'll explore in this section is a code editor on its own. The Cursor IDE is a fork, so you could say a copy of the Visual Studio Code editor, but it is a copy that puts AI first, that integrates AI into the very core of the editor. This Cursor IDE, as you will see over the next lectures, is all about prompt-focused AI-driven programming. You'll still write code. It's still an editor for developers, but you'll also write a lot of AI instructions, and as you'll see throughout the next lectures, often your main job as a developer simply is to tweak and control the code that is generated. Because this editor is able to generate, explain, enhance, and fix code, and also search official documentation and do more, all from inside the editor without opening some extra chat sidebar or anything like that, as you'll see. The great thing about this editor is that you can get started for free, even though there also are paid plans which give you access to more advanced features, and that everyone can get started with that editor. You can simply search for Cursor IDE to find its official website, and then there on this site you'll learn more about this editor and its features and why it's a pretty interesting project. And you'll also find download links for all major operating systems. You can also visit the pricing page to learn more about the different membership options and why you might want to use them, but for a start and to simply play around with this editor, the free option indeed is enough. In addition, you can actually also add your OpenAI API key, if you got one, so that you can use this editor for free without these restrictions here, because you will pay on your own for those outgoing API requests. Because this editor does use the OpenAI APIs behind the scenes to bring you all its features, and therefore you of course have to pay for that API usage, either by using such a paid plan or by bringing your own OpenAI key, which of course also might cost you money depending on how many requests you're making through that editor. Now definitely check out the official page here to learn more about this code editor and what you can do with it, and to also learn what happens with your data, with your code that's being used in that code editor. Now here I did download and install it, and if you've worked with Visual Studio Code before, this editor might look quite similar because it is based on the same code base. You can indeed also import your existing Visual Studio Code extensions and settings to make working with this editor even more convenient. And if you start this editor for the first time, you should also typically see a welcome screen that looks something like this, where you can also import settings from VS Code, where you can log into your Cursor account, which is especially important if you did sign up for a paid plan, where you get some advanced settings you can tweak, for example, to enable local mode so that less data is submitted to their servers, and where you can also add your own API key if you want to use that. And with that, we're now ready to dive into this IDE.